50 Shades Freed came out a few months ago. Because I was exercising some common sense on my part, decided not to go watch that shit. Because after you've had a pile of shit, like literally human shit, thrown at a movie screen for the previous 2 entries in this series, why would I want to put myself through that again? I deserve better. I decided months ago, no, I'm just not gonna see 50 Shades Freed. I don't care. It's the last one. Good. Let everybody else enjoy it. And then somehow I got roped and tricked and blackmailed by some people who shall remain nameless forevermore. And here it is, finally, because I was supposed to review it like a month or 2 ago, but I got busy and I hoped that everyone would forget about it. And who knows, maybe you did forget about it. Or maybe you didn't even know that I was reviewing this movie. But here we are. 50 Shades Freed brings back the same shitty cast from the previous movies, and it's the same shitty premise, the same shitty chemistry, the same shitty everything, really. By the way, there are going to be spoilers in this video, because it's been like 5 months since the movie came out, people. Why do you even care about spoilers at this point? Oh, by the way, I'm not going to try to delude you or trick you into thinking that there's anything positive that I took away from this experience. No, there's nothing. There's nothing. This movie is shit. It's complete shit. It's ass. There's absolutely, positively nothing redeeming about this movie. Nothing I could find where I was just kind of like, you know what? I could at least see they're trying there. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to put the rating for the review right up there. Yeah, it's shit. It's Quest for Peace. It's the lowest it can go. If I could give this movie no rating, I would. But here you go. Here's Quest for Peace for the people that get OCD about ratings. Alright, now that the rating is out of the way, it's time to dissect the body of the rest of this movie. So I guess we start off this movie and there's like a montage of scenes that show that Anastasia and Christian have gotten married. I'm gonna be honest, I thought maybe I was drugged or I was suffering some kind of Finding Dory memory loss because I did not remember that they got engaged in the last movie. Bad movies in my life, I try to suppress them from my memory, so that's not that surprising. But either way, they get married in the beginning of this movie, and here's a boring montage to show you that they got married. On vacation, they're traveling around the world, they're doing married people shit, or at least the kind of married people shit that married people would do if one of them was Bella and then one of them was Edward, and they just decided to make it a modern day movie. Wait, that's exactly what the fuck happened. God, I hate this series. So right off the bat, we have the biggest problem of the 50 Shades movies, which is that you're trying to get us to focus on 2 people who are incompatible. People that have really shitty chemistry to go along with shitty characters, to go along with shitty acting. Did I mention the writing? Well, I don't need to. You've seen the other movies in this series, you know what the writing is. But the point is, when you're focusing the entire movie on these 2 shitty people and their shitty romance, then I have nothing else to talk about. Like, that's the driving force of the movie, so I have to start there. Once again, it's like somebody's trying to stuff the world's largest walnut into a peephole the size of my fingernail. That's how bad the 2 people in this movie don't fit together. It just does not make sense. It is such a toxic, horrible relationship. He spends basically the entire movie trying to control her or getting jealous about shit, and then the other half of the time, he's like being passive-aggressive, but passive-aggressive in a really bitchy way. Half the movie, he's giving her weird Anakin Skywalker rape face, and then the other half of the movie, he's fussing at her like a fucking London silly nanny. The acting for the person who plays Christian Grey has not gotten better, and in fact, it's probably gotten worse in 3 movies. His character is the same dick, douchebag, rage-filled ex-boyfriend that you would find in any other romantic stalker comedy. But instead, his character is in a romantic movie instead, because, you know, he's a billionaire, and his body looks like chiseled marble or some shit. Anastasia, I suppose, a little bit of credit. She is a little bit less of an introvert in this one, or at least less of the whole save me from my boring life, Christian, please. It's really only because she's married to the person that she feels like she has the pants now. The rest of the time, no, she's the same whiny, boring, complainy bitch that you've seen for the other 2 movies. Nothing's changed here. There's a scene early on in this movie where they're at a beach somewhere and she's laying down and she has like on a bikini or whatever, and she's just like, hey, can you rub this on my back and maybe I'll take my top off? He actually says, no, you're showing enough skin as it is. And I'm just like, cancelled. Then there's a scene later on in the movie where it's almost like they had to try to be this hilariously awful. There's a scene where she's at her job and then he comes in and he wants to have a private conversation with her. And in the conversation, this is what he says. He's like, well, I tried to send you an email and it bounced. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding? Are we really about to dedicate an entire scene of this movie to him bitching about an email? Really? Like, he's complaining about her not changing her email, and we need a scene of this movie to focus on that? How much of a bitch are you? Like, seriously, an email, dude? Are you gonna fuss at her next week because she didn't follow you on Instagram? I can already see them having an argument over brunch where he's like, hey, yo, we were supposed to finish up those Snapchat filters and we were supposed to keep our streaks going, but you crossed the line. Now I'm gonna revenge fuck you. He's horrible. She's horrible. It's horrible together. It's just a terrible mix. He has this passive-aggressive thing later on in the movie where he gets mad at her about shit and then he's just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna revenge fuck you, but I'm not going to tell you that it's revenge fucking. fucking. I feel like at that point you're married now. I feel like you should be honest about shit, but no, he's just kind of like, I'm mad at you, I'm not gonna talk about you, but hey, let's go down to the punishment room so that I can pretend to beat you with shit. Revenge fucking is a thing. It happens. Obviously, people get mad and then people have makeup sex. It happens. I get it. But the way it's executed in this movie, it makes him look like such a fucking man baby. I just can't respect this shit. You want more proof that these people shouldn't be together? Like why they're a bad fit? There's even scenes in this movie where she makes a joke about kids or something like that, and he's just kind of like, ooh, kids. And then she's kind of like, oh, well, that's okay. We'll have kids one day, right? He's just like, well, yeah, sure. Well, this food is good. And she's like, oh my God, you don't want to have kids? To which I'm sitting there screaming at the screen because maybe I'm the only one that has common sense in this fucking world. Bitch, you got married to this dude and you don't know if he wants to have kids? I feel like that's a conversation that you have to have before you, I don't know, get married to a fucking billionaire. She's probably thinking, oh, well, at least I get half of his shit. Can we get this annulled, please? We get to the other driving part of the movie, which is the sex scenes. And guys, it's been 3 movies. The sex scenes have not gotten better. BDSM and the softcore porn shit, that's the angle that they try to drive with the trailers and the marketing. The poster even says, get ready for the final climax or some shit. Sex scenes are shot and edited in like literally the most boring way possible. I mean, seriously, it's just nothing but endless missionary with some random pop song playing in the background. Shit you not, that's all it is. It's missionary one scene, and then it's missionary, and then we're talking more missionary, and then we're talking that position where the guy is on top of the girl, and then we're talking another position where she's under him, and then there's another position where he has her up against a wall, but then he ends up on top of her on a counter. One thing that this movie should be good at, if nothing else, is giving us good sex scenes. The movie can't even fucking do that. There's an actual demonstration of the sex done in this movie. If anybody tries to tell you that the sex scenes are more interesting than this, they're fucking lying to you.
I'm free as a bird when I'm flying in your cage. I'm diving in deep and I'm riding with no brakes. And I'm bleeding your love when you're swimming in my face. You got me now. Been waiting for a lifetime for you.
People out there who actually have seen this movie, go ahead. Tell me I'm bullshitting. Just can't even, I don't even want to finish reviewing the rest of this movie. I'm tired, like I'm physically exhausted. I'm stressed. This movie is stressing me out. It's ridiculous. Hate this fucking movie. Hey, I'm stress eating. It's a shitty movie, okay? I am eating some yogurt because talking about this movie stresses me. Don't you dare laugh at me. Better than the movie. Probably a whole bunch of shit that I'm not even talking about, like the laughable stalker plot that pops up in this movie. Guy who I guess wanted her to fuck her way to the top at her job in the last movie, he's like stalking her now and he's become like a huge threat. Stalker subplot is literally like the most laughable thing about this movie. None of it is believable. It features some of the worst writing that you've ever seen in your life. None of it even matters by the end of the movie. It's like at the end of the movie decided, oh shit, we have to actually focus up and have something happen. We have to have a story. Hey, let's just have the stalker thing turn into this, and then somebody will get kidnapped, and then, hey, yeah, let's tie it up in a neat bow. This is like someone taking a test in school, and then they don't really care about getting A's or B's on the test, so they're just guessing at every turn, and then at the end of the test, they're like, you know what? I don't want a 0. Hey, buddy, can you give me the answer to question number 30? The writing is so shitty in this movie. There are multiple times where they have opportunities in the first act when this stalker guy shows up to call the police. They don't. They just decide to hire the worst personal security in the history of cinema. There are other supporting characters who pop in from other movies that I forgot about. Like, I don't even remember them anymore. I'm like, oh yeah, the friend zone guy that wanted to fuck Anastasia in the last movie. I guess he rubbed off a few too many to Anastasia, and now he's just cool, I guess. But a lot of these other people popped up, and I'm just like, who are you again? Like, am I supposed to remember you? God, 50 Shades Freed is fucking terrible. You knew that already. Yogurt is better than 50 Shades Freed. I could scratch my ass with 2 fingers right now, and that would be better than 50 Shades Freed. And I'm just done talking about this movie till the end of the year. Lord of the Rings is a great trilogy because you can literally take every movie and you could be like, oh, maybe this is the best one. Oh, maybe this is the best one. Oh, maybe this is my favorite. All 3 of the 50 Shades movies are like equally shitty. I don't even know how to distinguish them. Maybe like the first 50 Shades of Grey is like a gigantic chunk of human shit, and then the second 50 Shades Darker, is like a huge chunk of shit, but it's different colors, like it's red and maybe it's gray, or maybe it's got some green in it. You get to 50 Shades Freed and it's just this big, long, huge diarrhea-ass shit where you just have to go to the doctor afterward and you have to be like, am I okay? Like, am I okay from watching this movie? Nothing happens. Nothing happens in this movie. 2 idiots who shouldn't be together get married, then there's a stalker. I got nothing. So I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night. And get Carb Master yogurt. It's pretty good.